Hey everyone, so Eminence in Shadow came back with a second season during the fall of 2023, and to be honest, I was a little bit worried before I actually watched season 2, and I couldn't really explain it. I think it was because of, you know how season 2's kind of lose the charms of what, you know, season 1's had, because that, like, you know, that has happened sometimes throughout, like, anime, but well, not just anime, but TV and general. but luckily that wasn't the case. It was still the same dumb show that Eminence in Shadow was back in season 1, and it kept up with season 2. So let's jump into, you know, season 2 of Eminence in Shadow. Now, during this season, we had about 3 arcs that happened throughout the season, and that was the Vampire Queen Lawless City arc, the John Smith arc, and the Oriana Kingdom arc. Now, I do apologize if I've gotten any of the name of the arcs wrong. I actually did try to look up the names for the arcs before I started to, like, you know, record this video, and I could not find them even on the Eminence in Shadow wiki. I have no idea why, or I just couldn't find them. But if I have got names wrong, I do, you know, apologize. But moving on, you know, the structure of Eminence in Shadow still pretty much remains the same. It's still split into 2 different bits, which of course the first one is of course about Sid becoming the Eminence in Shadow he wants to be. And if I'm going to be totally honest, it was during this season that we truly got to see more of Sid's, like, you know, jealousy and selfishness. And this mainly happened during the John Smith arc, where he became really jealous of all the girls benefiting of his knowledge from his other life that he gave them. And for some reason he got really jealous, so he decides to work up a plan with Yukime, I believe that's her name, to make a plan to make the girls bankrupt, and, you know, so that he could take all their money and then rebuild, which, like I said, that's quite a selfish act for him to, you know, do, just to make them bankrupt and lose everything, just to help them build everything back up the way he wants it. But the only thing good I could say about him during that arc was that at least he didn't kill, like, you know, the girls from Shadow Garden. Like, he didn't kill, like, you know, Rose or the Numbers or even Delta, so, or even Alpha. So, you know, that was a really, you know, really good thing he did. But like I said, you really got to see his selfishness and jealousy of it all. And there are some moments you get to see that during maybe like the Vampire Queen Lawless City arc and the Royal Kingdom arc, but I think it really shines during the John Smith arc. So, you know, I still like Sid, but, you know, like I said, like I've been keep saying, yeah. But so let's move on to the second part of, you know, the story of Eminence Shadow, which is called Shadow Garden versus the Cult of Diablos. Now, if I recall correctly, we didn't see much of that happening in the Vampire Queen Lawless City arc, mainly before the John Smith arc. It was mainly focusing on the vampires, but it was mainly they mainly turned up on the John Smith and the Royal Kingdom arc. But we did get a anime only episode. It was during the water park, and I did like that episode. Mainly because I think it was because Sid wasn't in it, and it was mainly focusing on Shadow Garden just the way they are, and I really enjoyed that for what it was. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I can't say more than that. But I will say my favourite character now throughout the series has to be Rose Oriana. Like, I feel like she really came out of her shell in this season, especially during the end, during the Oriana Kingdom arc. Like, she really has come very far from that person we met in season 1. And to be perfectly honest, I cannot wait to see what she does, you know, what comes next. But yeah, she's really grown. I would argue to say she's grown the most in terms of a character. Like, the only one I can really see, like, rivaling Rose at this moment in time would probably have to be Alexia. So, you know, that's my take on it. But overall, again, it was a dumb season of Eminence in Shadow, but it was great fun. Really enjoyed it. I haven't started reading the light novels, as I've said I wanted to do in the video I made for season 1. But this series has made me want to, you know, buy all the ones currently released and then read them. And I am going to watch the Eminence in Shadow movie that's coming out, I think this year. I can't remember exactly if we were given a release date, but I just hope we can get to see it in UK cinemas. But that's the end for this video. Thank you so much guys for watching, and hopefully you will watch the next one, okay? See ya!